trades today. That's 80 positions open and closed.
An author, influencer, a serial entrepreneur.
Had a pretty good day in the market.
I think he's got traits that resemble mentorship.
He just tells it as it is.
So stop being a dumbass and take control of your money.
Closed out the day on $2,104 profit.
When I see dollar signs, I feel money in my bank account.
I'm actually trying to inspire South Africans.
He's just a man doing what he believes.
He doesn't hold back, hey? He just gives it straight.
Very knowledgeable, he's very insightful, he's got experience in what he's given advice about.
Just an amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you.
Just closed out my last trade for the day.
He makes me want to do better in life.
I think Justin is someone that we should look out for in the future. He's going to be a powerhouse. That's for damn sure.
Dawie, feels like you're now on camera a lot together these days, eh?
A lot. I was going to say you're sitting today with the irritating child, as you call it.
Irritating child, yeah. So listen, I'm busy looking at the markets at the moment. We are just pre-bell. We've currently got a bit of a bearish setup that's forming. We'll look at that right now. But Dawie, have you gone through your checklist this morning already?
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So let me ask you the questions, and I want you to answer. So I know this seems like stupid, but this is the way I trade every morning. By the way, guys in the chat, we're not ignoring you. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Feel free to comment. We might pick up on one or two of the comments, but this is really a session between Dawie and I, and you guys can watch in. You are voyeurs to what is going on. So, Dawie, is your environment set up for trading?
Yes, it is.
Are there no distractions?
There are distractions.
What are the distractions?
Being on camera and the comments possibly coming through.
Okay, so I want you to ignore the comments, and I want you to pretend it's just you and I. But having said that, you do still need to be cautious, right? Do you feel mentally prepared for the session?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel emotionally? Good mood, bad mood,
Neutral.
Okay, that's the best way to trade. And do you commit to the following? Only to enter trades based on rules.
Yes.
You'll set a stop loss, and once you hit your stop losses for the day, you'll be out. Daily profit for the day, whatever that percentage is, we'll talk about it. Manage your risk with stop losses. Don't overcommit on lot sizes, and only trade on confirmation. Do we confirm?
100%.
Okay, so let's hop on the charts quickly. Let's have a look at the trades, and then let's also just mention that you are trading a $100 account. Reason for it is I was looking over your trades, and I see on your lot sizing it's fucking with your brain. And so consequently, I made the suggestion that you should trade a $100 account. How's that been going?
Much better, to be honest with you. So if I reflect back now at how I was trading, and I was trading $1,000 account. It's a demo account, by the way. But the lot sizing I was using is really, really small, right? I was going in on lot sizes of like 0.04, 0.05. So it doesn't make a big difference. The reason for that is when I go to a lot size of 0.1 and that thing start going like against me, or maybe just in the profit, it starts fucking with my emotions somehow. And I didn't realize it until you actually pointed it out for me. So when I now go on a $100 account, which you suggest that I do, and do the same thing, but of course on a $100 account, the smallest lot size you can trade is 0.01. And so, yeah, that's equivalent to a 0.1 on a $1,000 lot size account. Sorry. And since I've been doing that, it doesn't affect me at all because the numbers are just so small that it doesn't feel like you're making a shitload of money. You need to cash out now, or it doesn't feel like you're going in such a heavy drawdown. But it's also easy to calculate your drawdowns when you go into drawdown because it's a $100 account.
Yeah, look, Dawie, I told you that I've always traded a small account. I mean, I traded bigger accounts, and I just find psychologically for me that first of all, it becomes additional variables. I've got to calculate things on the fly. So let me just turn myself this way. That I don't look like I'm talking away from you. I find that when I'm trading bigger accounts, I then have to constantly go back and work out the percentage. So it's an additional thing that I have to do. I have to see, okay, if I'm down $83 on a $5,000 account, for example, what is the percentage that I'm down? When you trade on when you trade on $100 accounts, if you're down $5, you're down 5%. Also, if you've moved $1, then you know you've moved 100 pips. So $3 is a 300 pip movement, right? So it becomes that much easier to calculate. And I found, first of all, the maths is a lot easier. And I think that's important when you are scaling out to other accounts. And so what I'm going to be teaching you to do eventually, I spoke about this. I want you to become a funded trader. I'm going to teach you how to get funding. I'm going to teach you how to become a funded trader. I also want to teach you how to put your own capital on the back end and let systems manage the risk and that on the back end of it. Because the problem is, the moment you start adding capital, and I've made them some mistakes. So I went from like a $5,000 account to a $10,000 account, and my risk management just flew out the window because I found that all of a sudden I scaled up my lot sizing, but I scaled it up too aggressively, right? And then also scaling up the lot sizing meant that the numbers on the screen were spinning a lot quicker, and then calculating back as a percentage. So I think the safest way to trade for me personally is to trade on $100 master account and then to mirror trade that out to additional things. And I'm going to teach you the exact system that I use in time, which is why I want you to become really proficient on $100 accounts. And I think there's something else that's really important about it. When you trade $100 consistently every day, nothing changes, right? You also get to gauge the momentum of the market when you're in your trades. So you'll see when the numbers are moving quicker, they're moving slower. The problem is when you're trading $1,000 account today, and then maybe 2 months down the line you're trading a $5,000 account. It's very hard to gauge market momentum because your trade looks different. The numbers are moving fast. And so I like to think of my trade as a heartbeat. I like to think of I think that it's very, very important when you trade to find as much of a consistent system as possible. So that $100 account, when I looked over your trades, what I saw in your trades when I looked at your trade log, is I saw that you were very risk adverse, and so consequently you were, especially on the bigger lot sizing, you were closing those trades too quickly, so you didn't allow enough room to breathe. And you need to remember something, Dawie, on a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, it's not always going to work out. But what you're essentially saying is, I'm prepared to risk 100 pips to make 200 pips return, right? And so when you're on $100 account, that is a much easier calculation. And so I'm always going to say to people, if you want to scale this game, first become good at demo, then move to $100 live account, become consistent in making 2 to 3% every day, right? And then you put money behind it. And so, Dawie, the way to understand this, and this is really important for me personally, this was my light bulb moment. If you take 2% on your money, and you do that, if you do that 10 days out of the 20 trading days that there are, let's just say it's 20 trading days, that's 20% a month, right? That's a lot of money. And
It's a
then
lot of money.
it might not sound like a lot of money on $100, but now you go and you put a prop firm account behind it. Maybe you're trading $100,000. You make 20% on $100,000. That's $20,000 less commissions. You're coming out with about $18,000 on that. That's a lot of fucking money. And people are trying to flip small accounts into big amounts of money, and that's where they're losing. That's where they're fucking out. Now, having said that, and we might see if I get a chance today, we'll do it. There are some accounts that I trade independently when I scalp against the market or I'm scalping with the market. And then I don't use my $100 account for that. I use my bigger accounts for that, and I scalp directly in those bigger accounts. Why? Because I'm picking up quick momentum, quick pricing, and I can't run that trade across all my mirror trades, because what happens when you mirror trade, it's often off by milliseconds, right? And often you'll miss the scalp because of it. So when I scalp, I don't scalp off my $100 account. Well, I trade my, I don't want to say long position, but longer positions. And then I have a second account. That's why I've got 3 phones in front of me. I mean, if
But
you have a look here.
wouldn't that be like high risk if you do a prop firm account or like an
So
private equity
I
account?
don't scalp on prop firm. I don't scalp on prop firm accounts.
Okay. So that makes sense. And also, you can't put a runner trade on a $100 account because your lot sizing will be too big.
Exactly. So that's why I've got three phones. I've got three different trade setups that I use. So generally speaking, if I do my pullback trade stuff, it's not on my $100 account. Generally speaking, if I do a scalp trade, it's not on my $100 account. So I have separate accounts for those, and I call them my high impact accounts. In fact, if you have a look at the back of my phones here, I've got a number. I've got a number 2, so I
I've
know
seen
which.
that.
I've got my funded phone, which I know this manages my funded accounts, right? Um, and so what I'm doing is I'm constantly seeing what the trade is, and I apply the right account to the trade. So if I'm looking for that 1 to 2, I'm using my $100 account. If I'm taking a long position, like maybe an intraday session, I use my $100 account. But if I'm scalping, it's generally a totally different account. I don't do it on the same account. And so remember, I run a P&L sheet. So what I do is I look at my day's profits across all accounts, right? And so consequently, I look at the net profit at the end of the day. So if in my $100 account I go 2% down, I'm trying to find 2% in my scalping accounts, right? So that at least
Okay.
cover those losses. I'm not looking at just on that account. So that's my advice to you, because the problem is, and you need to understand this from a risk ratio, you must treat your $100 account like your most serious account, right? You must treat that as your long-term account, your long-term strategy account. And then the other
I
stuff
was
is looking for
I was
opportunity.
actually thinking about that because because like I told you the other day, I don't want to do scalping at the moment, right? Because I want to stick to the rules. And I found that when I do scalping, I tend to kind of get into the habit of breaking the rules, because with scalping, you don't really look at those three confluences, you look at the momentum of the market. So I've decided for the
Exactly.
next while, I'm only going to do like this. I'm only going to stick to the strategy,
Yeah,
get into the habit of doing the strategy. But then I was also thinking about like, how would I treat the scalping side of things, because
yeah,
I don't want to fuck with the main account, the $100 account.
exactly.
So okay,
Yeah.
that is the answer. You actually answered what I wanted to ask you during the live.
Yeah, so that's basically my strategy, and that's why I have three phones. I'm actually going to add another two phones. I find the phones are basically the quickest to execute trades on. I don't find it very efficient for me personally to execute trades on the laptop. So Davi's market open coming up. Can we quickly share your screen?
Mine,
Um,
okay?
I just want to see your setups. Okay, so you are in the 5 minute window. Davi, have you traded this morning?
No.
Okay. All right. So that 2% that you've got in that account is profit from yesterday, right?
Yesterday and the day before, yes, it's accumulated.
Okay. So and this is a demo account, so it's not real money. You can't withdraw that money.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's just share my screen quickly. Okay. So I've taken one small trade this morning. It took 0.76 percent on my account. So 0.76 doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you consider the capital behind it, it is considerable. And in fact, just now I'll go and clear that amount, just so you guys can see that this is a real account and the way I trade. This is my main account. This is the account which I use to mirror out everything out. And then on my other phones, I've got scalping accounts and I've got other strategy accounts that I run. But this account, Davi, is mirrored to my prop firm accounts. It's mirrored to the
Okay.
it's mirrored to my own personal capital, and then I do have private equity funding. I've told you about it. I don't want to mention
Yeah.
the entity's name because I am under contract and I can't reveal it. But it is private equity, and that account, Darby, is not mirrored because I'm only allowed to make 10% to 15% a month. In fact, they just bumped me up for
So
this month. I'm going to make 18 this month.
so how do you deal with that then if it's not mirrored? Because now obviously you're not going into lot sizing of 0.01 anymore. Now you're going into like huge lot sizes, right?
Correct. So on that specific account, I'm trading contracts of 12.5. So lot sizing of 12.5 on gold specifically. And on that
Okay.
account, what I do is I have that running independently. I usually only take probably within the first 3-4 days of the month. I usually hit my profit target. So my initial profit target was 10%. They bumped me up. I'm allowed to go to 18. It's quite a weird relationship, though, because they see higher return as higher risk, and it actually didn't make sense to me in the beginning, but now I understand it because the more you push for return, the more your exposure, there is higher risk involved. So they've capped me that this month for 18% return. And that's obviously based on the fact that I've also had a bump in equity, right? So I've got a bigger bump on equity on that account, which is giving me additional margin, and they've also increased my leverage a little bit. So basically, that account I treat it as a standalone account. So I've got my $100 account, which is my main master account. I've got a scalping account, right? I've got my own capital account, and then I've got two prop firm accounts that sit on the back. I'm mirror trading basically to the four accounts, and I'm mirror trading to the three accounts. The scalping account is separate, and then the private equity is separate. So I've got two accounts that I trade completely independently, and those two accounts sit on these two phones over here, the ones that I trade independently. So what happens if I see trades in the market? It might well happen today. Then I'll quickly take a trade on those independently, right? Obviously,
Okay.
the private equity I can't touch. I'm pretty much capped out for the month, so I've got to wait for a reset.
But
Until
but there is but there you're spoiled for choice, really, right? I mean, because you can only take so few trades. You can literally choose like the ones you've got the best conviction of, only mirror that or do them on the private equity one, and then when you're done for the month, you're done.
exactly. I also think, Dawie, I mean, you know that I've got a little bit of fucking ADHD, so it's quite hard for me to just. And I think somebody in the chat actually asked, how do I handle
Yeah.
these downtimes when we're waiting for shit to happen? By the way, market open is just happening at the moment. I'm just going to share my. Let's quickly share this screen. I just want to keep an eye on this market open up here, and see what it does. Again, I'm not looking to trade this zone, Dawie. The reason why I'm not looking to trade this zone, if I even if it comes into this buy order block here, I'm still not trading that. No matter how strong that confirmation is, I'm not trading this. I'm looking for it to clear most of this market structure. And I just want to point out we've also got bearish diversion on the RSI, right? So if
So so let me understand that. Now you say you won't trade that, right? But the
yeah,
way I see it is, if you like below the two moving averages, you've got the bearish divergence, you've got the RSI now sitting below 50. I mean, those are
yeah.
pretty good confluences for it to go down. I mean, you're in an all-time high. I mean, there must be some kind of correction coming in this market. Why would you not then, if it passes the blue line, let's say 2562 there, why would you not
Yeah.
go into a trade there?
And I'll tell you why, because we've still got the previous day high, we've got the days open, and we've got the daily low, right? Those are, I consider those roadblocks. So the way I look at this market, right? I wanted to clear this path. I wanted to clear this path. I wanted to clear that path. I wanted to clear that path. Once we get down here, and you can see I've actually started marking off my order that I might be interested in, right? So I want to get below here. I also want to have my stop loss. So we'll actually mark this out as I'm sitting here. I'm going to mark this
So
out.
why do
We
you
don't what
why do you say
yeah.
you see the daily low and the previous day high as a roadblock?
Because if you look at market structure, let's have a quick look here, right? What happened on the daily low over here?
Okay, yeah, change direction.
What happened on the previous day low over here?
Okay, I get it. So it was basically previously, you can almost see it as support or resistance levels.
Correct. And so that's what I see every point of interest as. I see a point of interest as it could be support or resistance. And I wait for it to give me the market confirmation of what it's going to be. So here's the thing, right? Let's say we enter the trade in over here. Let's say we take this trade and we get in over here. Right? We've got all the bearish engulfing showing, RSIs are looking good. We've got the bearish divergence, a lot of confirmations. There's enough confluences to tell us that there's a good reason to take this trade. But
Yeah,
one of my things I look at is how much traffic is in the way of that trade. Well, the first thing is the big fucking blue order block I've got to get through over here, right? Then I've got to get through this previous day's high. Then I've got to get through the daily low. Then I've got to get through that, right? So the market opened, then the daily low. The point is I haven't got a clear run through here. So what am I going to get out of this move? This is at best going to be a quick scalp. That's what it's going to be. At best, it's going to be a scalp. I could scalp to here and get out, right? But then the chance of a reversal is pretty fucking strong. I could scalp to here, it's going to get to here, but reversal could be pretty strong. I don't want to be on the wrong end of a market move, right? And so when you're trading in such tight spaces, you're often going to experience what you've experienced before, which is you're going to get stopped out very fucking aggressively. You're going to get stopped out. And so the most consistent trade I'm going to look for is the one that clears all of this market structure. right? Now, let me tell you about equilibrium. Where is the market's fairest pricing at the moment? The market's fairest pricing is based on that 200-day moving average. Why? Because if we take a historical representation of the market's pricing and divide it over the last 200 days, that's going to give us the most fair pricing, right? And so equilibrium in terms of fair market value is sitting at 2542. So when I look at the gold market right now, there is no question for me that it has to find a price point at around 2540, which, by the way, if you go back to what I said in the market analysis yesterday, and I said in the market analysis the day before, I believe that the price of gold should go to 2540. Now, how did I pull that price point out? I've been watching the futures pricing very, very aggressively over the last couple of weeks, and I've been looking at where the futures price has been finding its equilibrium, right? And its equilibrium has been at 2450. So that tells me that all of this pricing at the top right now, all of this above that price point, which is market equilibrium, fair value, willing buyer, willing seller, supply and demand at a fair value, right? Tells me that all of this is overpriced at the moment, which is why
Yeah.
I do not want to take buy positions here. I'm very, very, very conservative in my trading. And so consequently, am I going to miss out on some profits? Absolutely. I'm okay with it. I just
But
want
you're
to
taking
find
risk
this.
off the table.
And Dawie, that's the thing, dude. Like, people look at this fucking trades as every trade is an opportunity. I see it differently. Every trade is a fucking risk, right? Um, and so I think that I think that the mistake people are making is they're very greedy and they want to catch those short movements, right? And they want to catch it at its peak. So, I mean, ideally, guys are going to see this. They're going to see this double top over here, especially the technical traders, and they're going to try and trade that thing down. And it may work out. Listen, there might be an instance where something happens early this morning that pushes this market aggressively down. And then you can say, oh, well, we missed out. That's okay. Let it make its move, let it find its level, and then let's trade from there.
Yeah, what I find is you will always find a reason to say you've missed out.
And that's the thing, like you've got to get over that FOMO, right? So listen, as we're speaking, I just want to point out quickly, Dawie, I am seeing a break of structure over here. Okay. Remember, I drew this in the market analysis this morning.
Yes.
It's not quite there, but it's starting to break through structure. We want to break this channel over here. We want to come into this channel. This is still a no trading channel for me. Why? Because it could hit this level and treat it as the support that it is and move back higher. And that's fine, right? But at the same time, I don't want to be taking my buy position there because we're talking about 2554 back up to, 2565 roughly, right? So it's 10 points in it. That 10-point movement for me is too much of a risk at the top end of the market. Now, if you asked me if we came down in a lower channel, if we down here in this level, would I trade a 10-point movement? Absolutely, I would. Why? Because there's market structure above it for it to still trade into those liquidity pools. But the moment you go 10 points above here, there's no liquidity above there. There's fuck all liquidity above there. The only thing that's above there is a market making another all-time high.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, for it to go up there, like you mentioned before, it has to go collect the capital at the bottom end and then move back up again.
Exactly. So, I mean, in all likelihood, it's got to retrace. Now, the question is, how far does it retrace? Fucking nobody's Nostradamus. This is the other thing that fucking winds me up.
But
People
that's
think that you can predict the market. You can't.
but that's the other thing. I mean, if you look at the long-term picture, of course, everyone's bullish on gold because of all the macroeconomic stuff going on. But the futures price also reflects that now. So eventually, it has to go back up. I mean, if you're looking at a longer term, I think that what did we say this morning? We said that the futures is now sitting at 2595, and usually it kind of meets each other, right?
Look, you'll never have the futures price and the spot price at exactly the same price on the same day. It's very rarely going to happen, right? But the spot price generally tends to follow the trend of the futures price. Why? Because the futures price prices in futures. Okay, it prices in what most of the market believes that the price of gold should be. And so futures is a great indicator. So if your futures pricing is way below the spot price, then you know at some point that market is going to turn very bearish, right? If the futures price is above the spot price, then the chances are that everybody, and when I say everybody, we're talking about central banks, we're talking about governments, we're talking about institutional money, is pricing in that gold is going to hold its price higher, right? Dawie, in the next fucking 35 minutes, something could happen. Someone drops a bomb on someone, and those future
Yeah.
prices could fall way below. But what I do is I use futures as a runner out in front of the spot price, and I just use it as a guide as to I don't mind too much on the points difference. I'm not saying if the spot price is 20 points out or 30 points out, I don't judge on that. I just look at, is it above or below? If it's above, I know the market is generally bullish. If it is down, then obviously that's busy pricing in potentially a bearish sentiment in the market. Now, Dawie, as we're speaking, right, this market is coming down off those highs. Okay, we're down 5 points already this morning from the daily high. 5 points is not enough to trade. That this market can reverse just as quickly, and the chances are it's going to hit this buying block, and it's going to bounce. Right? Is that good for a scalp? Absolutely. We could scalp these trades. There's no question about it. Now, I guess you should be asking me the question: why am I not scalping the trade?
Why are you not?
Because there's not enough momentum. Let's watch these candles.
Okay. Yeah, it's
There's
going
not enough.
very slowly, eh?
So now what happens? You get in on that red candle, and you're scalping down, right? You have no idea how that candle's moving because it's taking an inordinate amount of time for the. So we're talking about 8:12 at the moment, right? Full volume will come into the market in the next 20 minutes or so. This is still moving really, really slow, and you can easily be caught on the wrong end of that scalp. It's tempting. It's tempting. Believe me, it's
So
tempting. Yes.
you basically
Yeah.
scalp. So the times you scalp is the openings of sessions when all the volume enters the
Openings
markets.
whenever there's volume. So my volume times to scalp trade is exactly 7:30 in the morning, which is why if you go see the 76 that I made this morning, 0.076, it was a little bit of a long trade, but it didn't quite work out. So I closed it early, right? I could see the momentum wasn't there. But generally speaking, that's the time that I looked to scalp, but I saw the movements were slower. And then so 7:30 to 8, again 8:30 is a good period to 9, and then again 10:30 to 11:30. In that hour there's an opportunity that shows up, and then obviously if you have got the balls for it, uh, you know, pre-bell for the US session. But I must tell you, I'm not a fan of the US session, Dawie. It's
Uh-uh.
it is choppy, it is chaotic, it is unpredictable. And what a lot of people say, oh, they trade that session because there's volatility. Yes, there's volatility. But what we don't have is predictable volatility. And that's the problem.
No, look, most of the times that I've lost money was in the US session. So yeah, no, I'd rather stay away from that for now.
Okay, so I just want to show you. We hit that blue buying block and it started to
Yeah.
wick up. Okay. Now, again, it is kind of predictable because we're in the Euro session. That same move in the New York session, you fucking have no idea what that thing would have done. It could have hit that buying block and done something completely different. Now, Dawie, I just want to point out, if you'd taken that trade from the daily tops, okay, so you went double tops, okay, you would have been if you took it right at its peak, you'd be about $3 and some change up, which is about 3%. So that could be a very good move. But I want to point out the risk. The risk is you would have taken that trade, okay, right at the peak of the market. And I've got a rule: don't trade the top of the market. The reason why I say don't trade the top of the market is because there are no guaranteed liquidity pools to work against other than the bottom end of the market, right? And so you have no idea where it's going to run out of steam. You've got no idea where it's going to run to. And so for me, this is simply a case of exercising patience. And it's something that not a lot of people understand. People are like, oh, how the fuck are you constantly posting profits every day? Because I sit on these charts for 4, 5, 6 hours a session, and for a $2 movement in the market. That's all I'm looking to pick up is $2, right? Because what you need to understand, $2 on a $100 account is 2%. 2% leverage out against all my accounts is a fucking serious amount of money. And this is what I'm trying to teach you guys inside the Money Tribe. Stop chasing these unrealistic dreams. Stop trying to flip accounts. Just find the most realistic and consistent $2 you can find. So I'm looking at this market right now and I'm going, okay, where can I find the $2? Okay. The $2 to find between here is actually pretty difficult, because if you understand the way we trade, which is based on confirmation, we need to have a move off here, right? So we need some kind of, let's call it an engulfing setup, okay? By the time we started to see these engulfing setups really form, I mean, that wasn't strong enough for me. The real engulfing setup is over here. Here's where it started to happen. So we see another engulfing setup here. But then have a look what the runway is. If we move between there, we're talking about 2563 to potentially 2560. There's $3 in that, right? There is $3 here, but you must understand how small that gap is to make that $3 in. That trade has to be so fucking perfectly timed. So I'm looking for more runway. I've got a big fucking plane to land. This thing's fucking huge. I want the biggest runway possible because I'm not the greatest pilot. So I might come in sideways. I need a big runway. And this is why I say I believe that the way I'm trading for my personal trading style is the most risk-free trading style, because we're not trying to gain the maximum movement. We're simply trying to pick off that consistent $2 movement, that consistent $3 movement. And, Dawie, I can make on a scalp on 30 pips, I can make enough. If I do 5 or 6 scalps on a 30 pip movement, it's enough to cover that one loss that I might take on a longer position where I'm trying to go in at 1:2, pick up a 300 pip movement for my longer position, maybe go into a 100 pip drawdown. So I only have to scalp like five, maybe 6 times, get 30 pips out of the market and cover those losses.
Yeah, as you were talking now, I was so angry with myself yesterday. I was in a trade and it kept running, and I was on 2% of my account, right? And a $2 movement, as you said as well. And of course, that's probably greed. I don't know. But then I thought, like, okay, let's leave it. It might run longer, but I could see it. It could possibly. There was a little voice telling me that this thing is losing momentum, and I didn't cash it out. And by the time I did, I only ended up at a 0.87. But I could have been at $2. I could have closed the day in 2% capital. But yeah. It's lesson learned.
And 2% is everything. I think there's a tendency to be greedy. And what I will tell you, and I know this from past experience, I have found that when I try and push for more than 2% in a day, if it happens more on, I don't want to say luck because it's the wrong term, dog, but it happens on momentum. So what happens is I trail my stop loss up, I get my $2, and the market continues to run, and I land up getting 4%, let's just say. I wasn't banking on that 4%. That 4% happened because there was momentum in the market. Right place, right time, right? Cheers, Mo. We'll catch you later. So I want to point out that when I try and trade for the 4%, what happens, I usually go into drawdown, because what happens is I land up being greedy. I look for a much longer trade, and so consequently I expose myself to much longer drawdowns because I need that risk. I need that risk to make those trades. So let's say, for example, instead of making 200 pips, now I want to make 400 pips. Now all of a sudden I'm risking 200 instead of risking 100. And if you go back to my rule set, I mean, I'll show you on the checklist. On my checklist, I only allow myself 4 major trades a day. It's excluding scalps, right? But I've got space for 4 trades. So I look at it as I've got 4 bullets in my gun, right? How am I going to best use those bullets? I can either make, 4 trades where I get 0.5% and make my 2% return, or I get that one trade that makes me 2% return. And then the question becomes, do I use the last 3 bullets? Because now I've got that guaranteed 2% on the table. The next trade could take me out of that 2% and put me into drawdown, right? Which is why one of the rules that I wrote on the front end of this for the checklist is I will stop trading once I hit my daily profit or loss limits, right? And so my daily limit that I put for myself is 2%. Now, of course, there are days when I make more than 2% because I got the trade. Maybe the first trade I got 0.5%. Like today, I got 0.7% on the one trade. Maybe the next trade I get 0.5%, right? And then that next trade, maybe I hit it, I get 3.5%. I look like a fucking hero because I hit over 4% for the day. That's not my intention. And there I'm closing, by the way. If I hit 2% for the day, and Dawie, it's a great rule. I mean, I can't force you to trade like me, but I'm just telling you, the moment you try and expose yourself to more than 2% return a day, you're putting more risk on the table that you don't need to.
No, I know. I think the question becomes then, because now this is the sort of thought process I had yesterday, right? As I was in that
Right.
trade. So my take profit was still quite a bit off. There was no obstacles in the road that I could see, but
Right.
I could see that the market was slowly like losing momentum. But a lot of times, like on a one candle, it's a 5-minute chart you're looking at. It could
Yeah.
like retrace a little bit, like one candle, but then make a bigger move down again, you know? So
Yeah.
at what
Yeah.
point do you decide, okay, I'll take my profits off the table? And what? But then you've got the counter voice telling you, listen, you've mapped this out already. You've got this. You think that this thing can run there. Where do you draw the line?
So I've got
You've
two
got
rules around it.
You've
I've
got
got two
arguments
rules
with
around it.
yourself there. Yeah.
I never re-enter the same trade. Okay, on profit. So if I've taken, let's say I've taken $1.80 out of the market, 1.8%, and let's say for whatever reason I closed it manually, or I hit a take profit, or I trailed my stop loss up close and I got taken out. No matter how much that trade continues to run, no matter how much it continues to run, I do not take that trade again. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I picked up my momentum. I found the momentum. I was watching the momentum. And now I'm entering into a completely different trade at a completely different level, at a completely different momentum. I got the momentum right at the beginning, which is the hardest thing to do, is to get that entry, right? Now you're trying to take a second entry. And often when you get into that, and what you'll often find, it won't happen all the time, but most of the time it will happen. When you get into that second entry, what you'll find is you're picking up the tail end of the market. Sometimes it will continue to run. But remember, you don't want to catch the tail end of the movement. If you catch the tail end of the movement, doesn't matter if you're up against it or with it, it is absolutely going to fucking burn you most of the time. You found the momentum, you got your $1.80, stop being fucking greedy, get the fuck out, right? And if you couldn't trail your stop up with it by gauging that momentum, and you haven't been able to keep that trade alive, just fucking take your profits and walk away. Even if it was fucking 10 cents, right? Take your fucking momentum that you found and walk away. And that is where the greed factor kicks in. So now the question then becomes, how do I maximize my profits in every trade, right? And this is, I hope we get a chance to take that trade with you today. The way you maximize your profits on your trades, Dawie, is to make sure that you trail your stops up according to the market momentum. If you see the market is running out of steam, you pull that stop loss in closer so that you bank those guaranteed profits, right? And if you see that the market is picking up steam again, maybe what you do is you move your stop loss back a bit and give that market room to breathe, because you must understand, in order for it to continue a bigger movement, sometimes it's got to retrace. It's got to find some buying power in the market by taking out liquidity to move higher. And what you'll often find is that, fuck, if I just held and I check where the market moved, but then you have a look, it had to retrace. And then what would have happened? It would have taken you out of your stop. And so this is very subjective. You've got to sit and look at that trade, and you have to manage that trade. You have to look at, and that's why I talk about trade management. I've been showing it in my social medias the last while, because I've been wanting people to understand there's no luck in my winning strategy. I do a couple of things on my accounts, right? You can't do it on a $100 account because you're on the smallest lot size. But on my bigger accounts, what I will often do, even if it's mirrored off my main account, let's say my main account I'm trading 0.01 and I'm mirrored onto another account that, let's say, is trading a contract size of 10. If I move into profit, I have a decision to make. I've trailed that stop up on my master account, so it's going to trail that stop accordingly on the slave accounts, right? But at the same time, I also want to lock in profits on those bigger accounts. So what I'll often do is go to the bigger account and I'll actually close out half of the position in profit, right? I've taken guaranteed money off the table. So I don't just always just exclusively manage on the master account. I'm also watching the real dollar amounts on the bigger accounts.
Okay, so that makes sense, yeah. But okay, like you said, it won't work for me because I'm already on the smallest lot size. I can't cash out anything. But in that case, you just
Exactly.
have to manage the trailing stop.
So in your case, it's only managing the trailing stop. But for me, it's also about locking in profit. So if I've got in a lot size of 10, and the market, and by the way, I just want, as we're speaking, you want to see how this market will
Yeah,
fuck
I
with you.
see.
You had a
So it's
bullish
treating
engulf.
that buy block as support now.
Exactly. And by the way, we're not guaranteed it is support because we've still got red candles showing there, right?
Mm.
And by the way, we are starting to move into a downtrend. Why? Because we've moved off the 21-day moving average. Currently, the 50-day moving average has become support. And again, somebody might have seen that blue bullish engulfing candle and traded it because it was an engulfing candle at one stage. We can see here that it wicked right up here over this candle, right? And they might have traded it, which is why I always say, guys, wait until your fucking candle closes. Do not trade an open candle. You know, it's like, listen, Dawie, you don't go argue with your wife when she's having a cycle. You don't go throw yourself on a live bomb. Yeah, you wait until everything calms the fuck down. Same thing with a candle. You need for that thing to calm down. You need that candle to close, which is why if you guys look on the right here, and if you don't have TradingView, you can just do this by looking at your watch. Put a clock, and you know every 5 minutes the candle's closing. Over there, I know when the candle's closing, right? So if you guys look to the right-hand side in red, it's saying to me 3 minutes to candle close, right? And so I've got 2 minutes of sitting here and just watching the candles before I'll consider trading this. So, Dawie, you might be able to pick up a scalp trade out of this. If we break, so I might do it with you, just a quick scalper, right? If we break this blue buying block, it is going to target down to the previous day high, right? So let's just have a look at the pricing here. So I'm talking about this zone over here, but that's going to
Yes.
be quick in and out. That's tag and release stuff, right? So if it does break here, 6.2 to 6.0, let's try and pick up a 50 center, a 70 center. That's 0.7%, right? Two of those and you're at 1.4% for the day. This is what people don't understand. It's just about finding those small movements. Okay, so now what we have here, we have engulfing showing up, right? But let's talk about this trade. Let's talk about why this trade could be good, this trade could be bad. What is in this path of resistance here for on the way up, Dawie?
Well, you've got the moving average to pass through, and then you've got the big selling blocks over there. Plus, you've got the all-time high and the daily high.
So you've got to move through there, and by the time you get to here, you're being turned around again. That's not enough space to trade. You're trying to turn around a fucking bus in a strip mall parking lot. Okay, you need a Walmart parking lot to turn that bus around. There's not enough space here to trade. And so I look at everything. That's why I talk to you guys in the market analysis in the morning. I talk to you about considering this to be runway and obstacles because you want clear paths of runway when trading. Does it make sense?
No, of course.
I do also want to point out, you got to look at all the variables on the table, right? So what do we have showing up at the moment? Let's look at what's showing up. We've got bearish bearish divergence showing up over here. We have moved below the moving averages, right? We have got a selling block that has shown up over here, which wasn't there this morning. It's continued to resist off this level over here. So we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3 reasons right now for us to start thinking about how this market might turn. Okay. Then let's have a look at our high time frame here.
That bearish signal was pretty accurate there.
100%. But it's not always. That's why you need
No, of
multiple
course.
contracts.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think it
so
was
on the
if you
30
look back at
minutes,
it, if you look back at like last night, what happened last night, there was bearish signals the whole time, and that market just kept going up.
100%. Okay, so let's look at the 30-minute. Very significant. We've got a hammer candle showing. Hammer candle is often an indication of a reversal of trend. It's another thing confirming that this market is going to turn, right? Let's have a look at the 45 minutes. Let's see what's going on there. Again, another hammer candle formation. Again, an indication, and we've seen it wicking down to the bottom side. So there's an indication that this market is looking for a reversal, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. We've again got that showing up. Let's look at the 4 hour. We've again, even though it is a red candle, it's still a hammer candle, right? There's a lot of things telling me that this market wants to reverse. And so I don't care how fucking bullish the market is. At the top end of the market, I ain't buying. I ain't buying. There's nothing to gauge that liquidity at the top end of the market. So, somebody asked here in the questions, what do we do to pass the time when we're watching candles? Well, a lot of people don't know we run other businesses, right? And so we've got online businesses, we've got other stuff that keeps us busy. I've got news and data that I read. So I spend a lot of time, for example, inside my news feeds. If you come onto this, I'll often just keep an eye on my news feeds. I'll often go into some of the social media content on this app around what people are thinking and planning. Most of these are horrible fucking summations of what people are thinking. I mean, people here often just pluck shit out of their ass, but it's a very nice way for me just to gauge what generally people are thinking, right, under the ideas section. And so I use this often as a way to think contrarily to the market, because if everybody's thinking in a certain direction, I generally want to be the contrarian, right? Dawie, we go back to stock investing. The way you and I have been very successful in stock investing, you buy when there's blood on the street, right? You sell when everybody's under euphoria and everything's going up. So right now, everybody's in this bullish mindset on the market. And yes, I mean, fundamentally, there's a lot of reasons to support that. But I also am starting to form a contrarian opinion about the market right now. And that contrarian opinion for me right now is that the market is going to correct. And I want to find that movement. I want to find that correction. When I find that correction, I'm going to trade it.
No, 100%. Sometimes I feel that that whole idea of us in stock investing of being the contrarians, right? Buying when there's blood on the street. I've practiced that a lot in terms of trading, but a lot of those times I found myself against the trend, that I didn't time it correctly. So that has burnt me quite a few times in this kind of trading.
So remember something, Dawie, when you take those positions, and it's a very good point you point out, like, you must be a contrarian, and that is about finding the points of interest in the market where nobody's thinking, because people are thinking in the opposite direction at the moment, right? So I want you to do something quickly. I don't know if you can do it. I know it's going to be really weird. Turn your head upside down and look at the chart.
This is kind of difficult.
I don't know if you can flip your screen at some point. Okay,
Wait, let me move and look at it this way.
There we go.
Looks like a bullish upside down, yes.
That's what you need to look at it, right? That's exactly what it is. It's bullish upside down, right?
True.
And so as I'm watching these charts, I'm actually looking at them in reverse at the moment. Because everybody's looking at this chart up. I'm looking for the opportunity down at the moment. That's being a contrarian, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to take that the same way I wouldn't fucking take a trade to the upside without confluences. I need the confluences. So and what I'm going to say will hopefully be a very big mental shift for you, right? The reason why I say look at the chart upside down when you're going to the downside, there's actually a very big movement where guys only focus on being buyers or sellers. And it makes sense to me, because for some reason, I don't know what it is, people generally trade differently on the way up than they trade on the way down for some fucking reason. I don't know why. And so there's a whole movement amongst traders that they only take one position, which is a buy or a sell. They're either a buyer or a seller. And so the reason why I said to you look at that chart upside down is because if you look upside down, you'll start to understand where the liquidity is. Okay? There's no liquidity below. The liquidity's at the bottom. We've got to go fetch that liquidity. That's all it is.
Yeah, look, one point I do need to mention as well is those times where I was the contrarian betting against the market.
Yeah,
Usually all the confluences weren't in check or they were pretty weak. So kind of my own fault as well. But yeah,
yeah.
I think that comes from like old habits, like being a contrarian in the stock investing world.
Look, being a contrarian in stock investing is pretty fucking easy, right? This is completely different.
Mm.
Also, you can be a contrarian in the stock market and get it wrong, but over a longer period of time, you could quite easily be right. Okay.
I'm still sitting on my
In this,
Alibaba position, by the way.
okay. Good luck. Um, so for me, when I look at this, I'm looking at it as a contrarian view because everybody's bullish on the market. Doesn't mean I'm not bullish. I still believe the market is bullish. It's not. I can't defy gravity. The market is still bullish, but I'm starting to form a bias in my mind in looking for the next movement before anybody else is looking for that movement. And so I'm not going to take that fucking trade against the market. Okay, 2470. I'm taking 2470. I'm taking a sell. No, I've got to wait for the confirmation to show up. And so this comes back to what I was saying. I want to clear all of this fucking bullshit structure first. And that's where I want to take my trade. Doesn't mean I lose out on, we're at 2470. It's got to come down for me to look at a buy. Let's mark this off exactly where I want to take the trade. 25. This is
So
actually
just
where I
under
want to
the
trade.
daily low then.
Just under that daily low. And I want to allow enough movement over here because it is going to wick out because everybody's going to take their stop losses and put it in the same place. I want enough space to clear all of the structure over here, but I want to stay below both moving averages, right? That's my ideal trade there. In fact, I probably might even move this a little bit lower so I can pick up a guaranteed movement. Now, am I missing out on 20 points of potential profit at the top? Absolutely. But I'm also missing out on 20 points of potential volatility. I'm also missing out on 20 points of potential U-turns, 20 points of potential fucking God knows what is going to happen. And so I just want that consistent move down. I want that nice, smooth, consistent move down. That's why I love W patterns and why I love M patterns, because those W patterns and M patterns, those consolidation patterns, I can trade that thing up and down for a whole Euro session, right? And I have. There's been times where I've traded up, I've traded down, I've traded up like 4 fucking trades in a row. One up, one down, one up, one down. And I've caught maximum profits, right? But that's because there's nothing in the way of those trades. There's no roadblocks.
And you don't get those days that often, right?
Um, well, we've had it over the last few weeks. The
Yeah,
last
okay,
few
that's
weeks
true.
has been a nice general. We've been stuck in that channel between 2490 to 2530, and with a little bit of change of structure around 2500, 2506, 2510. But generally speaking, it's been running pretty consistently through that little bit of chop here, and then it's been pretty consistent. So I've made an inordinate amount of money over the last few days. I mean, the last few weeks. I mean, I took a $92,000 account from the beginning of August. I started that account. It's currently sitting on this morning $401,000.
Oh, okay. I
Just on
remember
those
those
consistent.
W patterns and stuff. That I think the reason I didn't trade them was they were in a range less than 10 points, which I didn't take. Obviously, if you look at the longer picture, yes, it was a lot more. But
Yeah. So that's the thing. You were looking on a tight range. Um, I
mm,
also I also when I'm trading, I'm very aware of the higher time frames. I mean, I'm very aware of the longer time frames. So, like if we this is something I want to show you quickly, right? So let me just bring up a clean chart pattern. I want to show you sessions. So this is something I haven't taught you guys yet. But I look at my sessions. It's very, very fucking interesting to look at the sessions, right? So what we have here in this one on the far left, we have New York session, right? The New York session, we can see where did it price out? 2560. Okay. Then in the Sydney session and the Asian session, we went that basically that high became pretty much support. Where it was resistance became support. And then we had in this Asian session, we've had this continuation of trend, right? And now what we're seeing, if we look here into the Euro session at the moment that we're in, so I love tracking sessions, right?
I hope you
Um,
teach us that in TradingView. I'd like to see how you do that. It's pretty interesting.
So what I do is, what are we looking at here? This is very important, right? This is why I have this strong bias to the downside. Where was all of the market action over here? Where is all of the market action over here? What is the most likely scenario over here?
Makes sense.
So I'm tracking the sessions, right? And often what you'll see is, if you have the Asian session take out the high of the New York sessions, usually at some point the euro, late euro, or the early NY session will be a reversal of that trade.
I've noticed that before, actually.
Okay. And that's just a case of watching the market. So one of my things that I do, and I'll show you quickly, Dov, you can go and install it on your trading view if you want. It's called session open and close, right?
It's an indicator or what?
It's an indicator. And on the
Not
session
as a
open and
favorite.
close, I'm just going to go to sessions only,
What is it?
and it's
What does that one look like? Because there's a shitload of session open price lines or session open price.
session open price.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll just mark it as favorite.
Yeah. It's called Sessions by Lux Algo.
Sessions. Ah, okay, okay.
Sessions by Lux Algo. By the way, it's my very favorite indicator developer in TradingView. Lux Algo has some fucking amazing indicators. I don't use all the shit they have on their indicators, but I use enough to. I use the ones that I know are most relevant, because also you can land up with so many fucking indicators and so much shit that just land up confusing yourself. So I, by the way, don't run my sessions on my main window. I have an indicator template. You can actually go and save an indicator template. If you go to your templates, you save a template, and then so I've got, for example, a clean screen just so I can see what's going on. And then I've also got my price action one, which shows me exactly like where all the blocks are. And then I've got the sessions one, which is my sessions template, which just tells me exactly where the sessions are. So the other thing I want to point out, Dawie, if you're looking at this market right now, okay, this is just my bias that I'm starting to form. Okay. Just have a look here. How many times we've had bearish divergence coming up. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I talked about last night. All those bearish diversions, and it never happened.
And then what do we have happening here?
Rounding top forming.
There's a rounding top forming, right? This market has to retrace down to this level. Now, is it going to come to here? We don't know. Is it only going to run to here? I don't know. But look at the order block that I'm looking for. Look at what I'm trying to pick out of the market. I'm just trying to pick out my $2, bro. That's all. And I just want my most guaranteed $2. And then people wonder why I have such a high win rate. Because I'm not trying to fucking dry hump every trade. I'm trying to dry hump the movement that is most important.
Okay, and the one with the most predictability, because I'm sure you can get a bunch of gamblers who say, okay, we'll just set the stop loss of just a little bit above the daily high, but then make a long take profit.
Yeah. So Dawie, I do trade off daily highs, I do trade off daily lows, I do trade off market opens. I want to come to my price action. I want to show you, right? These are all levels that I will trade. I will trade daily high, previous day high, daily low. You've seen me, I've got them mapped out here. And I'll show you the indicators that I use to do it. Also Lux Algo, so I don't have to fucking sit and manually do this. I used to do it. And then what I do is on all of these levels, I just set an alert. So you can see on the open, I've got it. So whenever the price is moving through here, I literally I just, like the daily high, I have to continue moving all the time, depending on whether, if it keeps making highs. And then whenever it's hitting these price points, by the way, I don't fucking sit out all day anymore. I mean, I've got other shit that I do. Put my iPad to the side. I sit and do other stuff that I'm doing. I work on other stuff, and then if my alert goes off, I quickly look and I go, okay, what is it doing at that price point? Is it rejecting? Is it a pass through? Like, what is happening? So that's a great way to trade. But I will trade off.
That's the only reason why I got TradingView, is because of those alerts. I found that it was just too distracting with our other lines of work that we are doing.
Yeah. So what I do is I do trade off a daily high, but if I trade off a daily high, I need a confirmation to trade off of. I'm not just going to say, I hit a daily high, I'm trading off it. I need a strong fucking engulfing setup, and I need confirmations in the higher time frames that this is the way the market is going to move. Right now, I'm still not absolutely sure it's going to move to the downside right now. It could consolidate at this level, right through until the New York session. It could, especially based on the fact that today we've got the Michigan report coming out, right, at 4. This market might just consolidate in that higher price point. Then the Michigan news comes out and this thing could fucking drop like a rock, or it could continue to go up. And so that's why I say I'm not taking that trade off the daily high. But if this market retraces and I see very, 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 very strong support on the daily low, I will absolutely start thinking about taking buys on the daily low. I treat that daily low as a support, right? Or perhaps if the market has moved down lower, it's moved down through here, uh, and it's resisting here, then I'll treat that as a resistance line. These are very consistent patterns in the market, right? Again, just navigate back in structure. If you navigate back in structure, you'll have a look here that there's price action across these lines. Go and have a look. There's price action on these lines. That is always where buying and selling happens. That's why it was a previous day high or a previous week high. So by the way, there is also previous month high and previous month low. I don't trade off of those. I don't trade previous month high and previous month low because it's too far out in history for me. But previous week,
Okay.
current day, and previous day, I will definitely trade off those points of interest. And I just want to quickly show you why. I mean, we've got time while we're sitting here looking at this market, waiting for it to fucking do something. I'll show you my alerts quickly. So these are the alerts that I pre-set up, right? Gold previous week high. It's a standard alert. I set it up, right? I make sure that it goes off every single time that it hits it. I mark it in my alert name as previous week high. And then what happens is every morning before I climb on that market analysis with you guys, I've looked at the charts, I've found my market structure, and I literally just move. I go and find, gold day low was here yesterday, as an example, right? And I'll say, okay, today it's over there. I move it up to there. And I'll just keep moving these around. And so what happens is my charts is always up to date with the current levels, just to give me those alerts.
Okay, I get it. I've started doing that, and yeah, what I've been doing is I've also been moving around, but I haven't been moving my alerts around. So that's actually a much easier way of doing it.
Yeah, so I've got these all pre-set up, right? So I never change these alerts. I change the price level, right? But that previous day high, previous week high, so I go current day high. I'll give them to you. Previous gold, previous week high, gold, previous day low, gold day low, go previous week low, day open, day high, previous day high, and those are my main ones for gold,
Okay, I'll
right?
come and I'll come and rewatch this part and mark them down.
So I literally preset that up, and then I literally just have to wait for those alerts to hit. And then as those, some of the levels will change, like your daily low will change, and your market high for the day, your daily high will change. You just keep moving those alerts during the day, so you're always up to speed with the momentum of the market. And Dawie, there's also a very great way to gauge where the market is at. I mean, this is why momentum is not that fucking hard to read. Where's the current pricing? It's above the daily low. It's above the market open. It's above the previous day high. It's telling all of us over here in the charts. We're above the daily low. We're above the market open. We're above the previous day high. We're above the 21-day moving average, and we're above the 200 moving day average. This is a fucking bullish market, right?
Mm.
It's not rocket science. It's
How do
telling you right in the charts.
the daily open? Oh, but that's also that notifies if or that's a part of the Lux Algo indicator. The
Correct.
daily open.
So if I just move that, you'll see there's a daily open there. I've got it marked up very, very lightly because I put my alert on it.
Okay. I see it.
Okay. And that's how I trade, dude. It's not that fucking complicated, you know. And I just wait for confirmation. It's not a fucking accident I'm winning more trades than I lose.
Yeah, so just now, I've been wondering how the hell at night, like at 8 o'clock at night, so sometimes you message us and send us the trades you've been doing. Like, I mean, what the fuck are you doing at that time on the charts?
Exactly, right? And then I'll show you some of the other alerts that I've got running. And I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret here. I don't know if I should actually.
We've got 123 people joining us on the live. We just got to get the secret as well.
Okay, you
I'm
guys
sure
will
they'll
get
love
this.
it.
Okay. Do you want to know how I never miss a pullback trade?
Yeah, you've got an alert set up. That I know.
Tell me if you can see the secret. I'm going to show you on screen.
Well, it's an open-ended alert, but that I know.
I set my alert level a couple of points below where I intend to trade it. So I set my alert at 88, even though I want to trade it at 90.
Well, I'm doing the same, but I only do it because you told me that before.
Okay. So I never miss out on that opportunity because it's telling me, okay, it's moving close to my level. Beep, 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 beep. Then I check it out and I keep an eye on it. And if it hits my level, so obviously today I'm not trading 90. Today I'm trading 95 on a pullback, right? But when it gets into the 88, 90 range, I want to be looking at the charts and I want to be paying attention to what's happening.
Yeah, you need to have time to actually open your phone and go to the charts.
That fucking point you set it at fucking 95. By the time you look, that thing's hit 95 and you missed the move.
Now, I remember you actually told me about this, I think it was a few weeks ago. And I've actually set mine up that way as well.
Okay, so we are starting to see a little bit of a consolidation move down, Dawie. Let's by the way, let's have a look what's happening on the other stuff. So we've got USD Euro is up 0.2, US JPY is down, US CAD is flat, Pound USD is up 0.4, Dow Jones is up, S&P 500 is up, Bitcoin is down. Bitcoin currently sitting at 57. By the way, I think there's a big opportunity on Bitcoin. I think it's a very fucking big. I think if I'm looking at Bitcoin at the moment, I'm actually going to take a small long position on it. I think Bitcoin's got a very, very strong opportunity to bounce back to 61,000.
You think so?
Yeah, there's normally a good correlation between gold and Bitcoin. They don't run concurrently exactly, but generally speaking, when gold starts to move, Bitcoin is often seen as very similar safe haven to the younger investors.
My only concern with cryptos at the moment, which is also why I'm not buying, is I remember the last crash that happened, especially with growth stock. Growth stocks took a fucking hammering. I mean, most of them were down 70, 80%. And I remember all cryptos was very correlated to that at the moment. So, and previously we thought that gold was, or Bitcoin was going to behave exactly the same as gold, which it just didn't. It was based on, it behaved the same as the growth stocks. But also
Yeah.
at that time, we had a lot of like stimulating checks entering the market. There was a lot of leverage in the market. So, that's the only reason I'm not buying right now. I'm waiting, and I've seen a lot of chop in the, like, especially in the stock market. I mean, last week was a terrible week for the stock market. Are you seeing that like choppiness happening?
Listen, I'm very lucky. I picked up Bitcoin close on that $49,000 retracement earlier. So I'm sitting on those at the moment, and they're not trades. I've moved it into my wallet at that price, right?
Mm.
But I'm saying as a short-term trade, as a leverage position, I think there's opportunity in Bitcoin. Again, actually, let's look at the Bitcoin charts quickly. Let's see what it looks like, right?
Yes, I'm
So
scared of trading that thing on Forex. So, yeah, so I've looked at that thing, and those price movements are just so big.
well, that's why you have to go down on your lot sizing, right? So if we have a look here, it's been topping out, right? But here's our previous week high. So just remember, it's always this is something. This is why I say there's an opportunity here. You always have to remember that the market is always going to try and take out levels. It's either going to take them out, or it's going to turn them into a point of resistance. Either it's resisting on the way down, or it's resisting on the way top. So right now, if we're looking at it, right, this market has priced in a downward movement, and then obviously we've got all this divergence happening at the bottom here. But have a look at this, right? It's essentially doing very similar thing to what gold has done earlier. It's grabbing liquidity. Have a look here. Grabs the liquidity, it moves, right? And you can go back on the charts and see it. So I've been keeping a close eye on it. I don't know when the right price to buy is, but I think somewhere, if I'm looking to pick up Bitcoin on a trade again for that 60,000 mark, I'm probably going to be around here at 55. And I've watched it move off this $55,000 mark up to 59,000, 60,000, 61,000 a good couple of times. By the way, I'd never take that trade during the week. I'll only take that trade on a weekend.
Why only on a weekend?
Because there's too much fucking volatility, unpredictable volatility during the week. The weekends tend to be a lot more consistent, if I can say. And then obviously you see Ethereum is also very correlated. See what
I'm
US
sure
30 is doing.
the institutions must be very happy about crypto. So now they can trade 24/7.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so there's an opportunity coming up here on US 30, by the way. So if we look at, and by the way, somebody was asking again, like, what do we do in the downtime? Fuck, bro, I'm looking for an opportunity to make money. Me, I love making money. Okay. So I generally, by the way, the reason why you guys won't often see these trades in any of the posts that I put out, because these are scalp trades. I don't often take long positions here. It's not a place I take longer positions. But look here, Dawie, here's a great trade that's potentially showing up, right? But US 30, we have got bearish divergence, right? Got bearish divergence. We are below two of the moving averages already, right? We are below the previous day high. We're way below the day high. Okay. There doesn't seem to be a lot in the path down here except for this daily low. Okay. And so if this breaks this neckline over here, we've got our double tops. We've got this neckline. If it clears this neckline over here, this could be a very nice trade to pick up. And let's see what the potential downside is on this. So we've got, and remember your lot sizing here is different. You've got to go in on a minimum of 0.1, sorry. So you've got 41095, 69. So there's a decent amount of movement in that with potential to move. Let's see where we go here. Let's just see here quickly. And again, it's got to grab liquidity. It's probably going to target down to this level at some point. So I do keep a very close eye on US 30 as well. And this market is very, very fucking over leveraged at the moment. I mean, let's just have a look at this market structure, just so you can see market structure, right? Let's come over here and let's have a look at this.
What is the indicator you use to show you the previous day highs, lows?
Lux Algo, I'll show you quickly.
Okay.
Let's just go back. So US 30, I just want to set an alert on this stuff. I might trade this. Let's have a look at this US 30. I'm going to set an alert. I want to potentially pick up a scalp on this. Okay, so let's set my level here. Okay, and I'm just going to quickly draw this up. Give me 1 sec before I go to that. Take a short position on this potentially. And let's see what I can get on a risk to reward ratio here before that daily low, because it's probably going to reject off there. Okay. So if I come in over here on a tight trade, let's allow this a bit more room to breathe back up there. Okay. That is at least a 1:2 trade. Pull that in a bit tight. I don't want my stop right there. Okay. And let's be a bit less aggressive on our entry. Okay. That is a 1:2.5. So I'm going to set an alert, and you'll see where I set my alert. I'm not going to set it where I want to buy. I want to set it in that zone. Add an alert US 30. And I just want to, by the way, this will only tell you once when you set the alert initially. It's going to edit that and tell me every time. I want to keep a close eye on that. So I need to take this call quickly. Sorry, guys. Justin Lowe. Hi. brokers calling me.
Well, I believe they're going to crack down on them soon.
No, no, it was not telemarketing. It was actually one of my brokerage accounts just letting me know my withdrawal from last night is cleared.
Okay. I missed that last part. I was muting you as the interview guest.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so no, they were just letting me know they've honored my withdrawals for last night. It's very nice to know. I'll check my fucking
Of course.
So I'm setting that alert. So let's go back. What are we going to look at? The indicators, right?
Yeah, the indicator, the one that notifies or that points out the previous day highs, lows, current day high, low, etc.
Okay, cool. So Dawie, what I do, it's I use previous levels, and if I look at my favorites, it's called Previous Levels by Ludo GH68.
Previous level, Ludo. Oh, okay. Previous levels with custom time zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll show you my setup quickly. By the way, we could just do the advanced course right here today that I'm doing on TradingView, and we can just fucking let people watch this video. It'll save us having to record it.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Yours are marked out and in black. When I've got this thing, I just added it to mine. It's that green that you absolutely love. I'm so surprised you actually changed the green to black.
I told you I'm starting to see color, Dawie.
It must be. Because in fact, you love this green.
Not that I love it. It's the only color I used to be able to see. But I'm telling you, I've been training myself to be not colorblind. It's weird, man. Okay, so let's go here, Dawie. Previous levels. You're going to go over here on your settings. Okay. Time zone GMT +2 because you are GMT +2. And you can go to width 2, and you're going to have daily high and low, display line, display label. Set it to black. Previous day, display labels, black. Previous weekly, don't have anything for previous monthly.
Just check. Okay, I'm still on the daily low and high. Previous daily highs. Okay. Weekly. See, they color coded it based on the months, days, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. By the way, we are going to be doing a very, very, very advanced TradingView setup. I want to show you guys a lot of the stuff that I use and how to automate a lot of your trading. So especially, Dawie, for you're busy running some of our other businesses fucking way more aggressively than I am. And so you need that time. For people who are working, they need that time. So yeah, we will do that. In fact, we're going to start recording next week. I don't know if I shared it with you, but there's 10 videos that we're recording, but they're going to be like 30 minutes of video. So it'll be good content.
Yeah. So for everyone on the Money Tribe, it won't come at additional costs. It's included within the Money Tribe. If you've got a Money Tribe membership, you will get access to the course, of course, within the app. And there's nothing else you have to do, nothing else you have to subscribe to. So once we finish the recording, once all the editing has been done, then it will be made available to you guys. We'll obviously let you guys know via email and via notification on the app whenever it's live. For you guys who haven't joined the Money Tribe, if you like this kind of analysis that we're doing, this is the kind of market analysis we do every single morning. And so we've got quite a lot of Money Tribe members actually in the comments section. I think most of them are actually the Money Tribers. So yes, you guys in the comment section, let us know if you guys are a member of the Money Tribe and the ones who aren't, so we can see get an indication of how many people we've got on here. For the guys who haven't joined the Money Tribe, if you have any questions, you will see in the comment section there are a bunch of Money Tribe members on here. If you have any questions for them, this is a great place where you can answer it. Of course, we won't be going through the questions because, well, we're doing the trading right now.
Okay, Dawie, you ready to take a potential scalp trade?
Cool, on gold.
Yeah, so, and I'll tell you why I'm looking at this, right? We've moved above. So we're seeing a little bit of consistency right here. Okay, we've seen this level forming over here, and I'll show you on my other chart just now. Seen that level showing, right?
Yes.
So we might look to trade off this because it is rejecting there fairly consistently at this point. We've got 1, 2, 3 touches. Remember, I always talk about 3 touches, right? Jan, Lloyd, Anton, yes, that I don't
Jan,
know.
Lloyd,
Marcel,
Marcel's here,
Eddie.
Peter, Anton. So we've got a lot of Money Tribe members on here.
The Money Tribe army is growing. It is growing. Okay, so we've got 3 rejections here, Dawie. So chances are, based on probability, it's probably going to reject again, unless there is a big market mover to push this through. Now, we're going to trade on confirmation here if we take this trade. We're not just taking this trade fucking when it hits that high. Okay, so we've got that red candle forming. Okay, get your phone ready, bro.
Got it.
Got this red candle forming. We are in that sell-off zone. So we've got a sell-off zone. So I'm giving you my confluences. We've got a sell-off zone. We've got bearish divergence. We've got 3-point touch at the top, which is consistent rejection off that line. Okay? So we've got 3-point touch. We've got the sell-off block, trading off the daily high, bearish convergence, and if we look in the higher time frames, we've got those hammer candles which are starting to show an indication of a reversal. So all of this tells me that potentially this could be a successful scalp. It's not going to be a long trade. It's going to be a potential scalp. Just put into this 5-minute window. Dawie, you don't take the trade unless you are comfortable taking a trade. I'm not here to trade for you, bro. I don't give financial advice. I'm simply telling you.
Of course.
I'm simply telling you that I think there is an opportunity. Where would we scalp to on this if we're scalping? We're going to scalp probably down onto, but to this level here. You see here, this has been the anomaly, but it's here. So what is that price point? Let's have a look quickly. Let's quickly get our level there. Okay. So let's take a.
That's a
we're at
2565.13.
25. Yeah, let's call it there. 2564.96. Okay. Right?
And what are you there? Are you on you're not on the 5-minute there, right?
I am.
So why? Okay.
Okay. If we're looking to pick this up, come on, Dawie, I need your maths here quickly, bro. Okay. We get into this 2566.83 and 2565. There's potentially $1 and some change movement in this for a scalp. Okay. Let's get confirmation on candle close. Let's get confirmation. So we want to be somewhere in that zone over there, right? Let's see if I can find a nice drawing tool here. Why does this thing not allow me to draw? Where's a pencil, brush, highlighter? I've never done this before.
I guess you can just do the rectangle.
Okay. So Dawie,
that is 2567, eh?
Yeah, so we're looking to trade this zone over here. We're looking to trade this zone over here. Okay, that space over here. That's what we're looking to pick up. So we've got 66.85 down to 64.95. Okay, there's 30 pips in there to be grabbed. At least. It's a scalp, eh? It's not a long position, Dawie.
Yeah, no, of course.
You don't want to make this one pregnant. Tag and release. Okay.
Let's see what
so
happens.
Again, we're just waiting for this candle close. And Dawie, like these scalps, but they're high risk. If you're going to draw down, if you take the trade, you're going to draw and you close that thing immediately. Don't let it play out. Okay? That's the way I scalp. And the only reason we're scalping here is there's fuck all happening in the market.
Let's give it a try.
But I want to show confidence. Okay. 8 seconds to candle close, 7 seconds to candle close, 5, 4. Okay. Candles closed. Now we count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We haven't got directionality. It's not a trade yet. Okay? It's not a trade yet. We don't have directionality. And this, my friends, is why we don't trade until a candle has closed. This is why I don't often go into drawdown.
And wait for the 10 second. I was about to hit it, but when I saw that red moving, and when I saw that indecision, I said, okay, let's hold off.
Exactly.
So we'll
Right?
wait for the next. We'll wait for this candle close and see what happens.
Just be patient. Just be patient. We've got a level marked out that we're looking to scalp down from, right? And we might move this level up if pricing comes up here and starts sitting here. We've got the structure down here to pay attention to. Okay, guys, not a long position. It's a scalp. We just want to show you what timing is. That's all I want to do is show you what timing is. Okay. So, let's just keep looking at our market structure here. By the way, Dawie, you might get lucky. I'm just pointing out, you might get lucky. If it does run, you could pick up this run through here. But it's going to be luck, right? Because that's not what the market is doing.
But that's why you will only take selling scalps on this specific situation. If you get lucky, you get lucky to the downside.
There we go. Okay. Not in yet.
But still waiting for we're still waiting for the close, of course, right?
Waiting for that candle to close, 100% waiting for that candle to close. Okay. And I'm going to scalp this on my scalping account if I do. Let's take the trade over here, charts, and I'm going to go in on a fucking decent lot size. Let's do a $5. Okay. Right. 2 minutes to close. And by the way, if the timing doesn't work out, it's okay. It's okay. Okay? We're seeing rejections. 2 minutes to go. Patience is a virtue. By the way, guys, this is exactly the way I sit here and talk to myself all fucking day. My family thinks I'm nuts. I sit here and talk to myself all day. Okay, so Dawie, what we have is a slight bearish engulfing setup, and we're not looking at this for any other reason than a scalp, guys. You're not marrying this trade. Okay, it's a scalp. Okay, it might go and we might miss it, but that's also okay. By the way, Dawie, if it runs through those levels, I'm not taking that trade. Okay, I want that trade
because
to
it
be
might reject.
Exactly. I want those trades to be at those levels. If we're not at those levels, then very unlikely I'm going to take that trade. So see that level over there? I don't mind taking it close to that level, but if it runs down to here, we've missed the trade. Like it looks like we're going to miss the trade now. Okay?
Yeah.
But let's keep an eye on it. Let's keep an eye on it. This is the art of scalping. Okay, 1 minute to close. 1 minute to close. And guys, you always see that the candles do dumb shit the last couple of seconds and the first seconds of every candle. And again, whilst we're doing this, we're keeping an eye on the larger market. Dawie, what is happening at the top end of that market?
It's rejecting.
We're seeing accumulation, right? This is accumulation. When we see consolidation, it is accumulation. And accumulation happens before a move. Okay. So what is the time, by the way? We're looking at 9:14.
35.
So 35 seconds. Yeah. So 9:14 is quite a dead time in the market. Not a lot of volume, but it's still okay, right? So let's have a look. Okay, so by the way, that candle move is 6.7 to 6.5. There's more than 1% return on your money just in that candle, if you found it. So guys, everybody's trying to pick up these fucking 1,000 pip movements. It is an anomaly. Anton says about a 53-second delay. Anton, I'm really glad because that means you guys can't follow my trades. Okay. This one is going to go up.
Yeah.
This one is going to go up. Oh, let's see what's happening.
No, it's moving
Maybe
down.
Dawie. Maybe Dawie. I'm not telling you what to do.
But I missed that first 10 seconds. Now it's just indecision.
4 minutes to go.
Yeah, well, I haven't taken it. Have you taken it?
Yep. Running
well, you're in the
$60
profit
in
then.
profit, $55 in profit, $70 in profit. Boom! 235, motherfucker. Dawie, check it out, brother. $230.
Nice, quick one. Let's
Put us
make
on
it
the
full
big
screen.
screen. Put it on the big screen.
Okay,
Wait,
it's a
let me-
little bit blurry. No.
Wait. I'm like an old person with a camera here.
Well, we can see there's 3 numbers in blue.
Wait. Let me see if I can bring my phone up on the screen. Hang on 1 sec. Let's see if we can get really technically clever. Give me 1 second. Let's see how fucking smart we can be. Okay, give me 1 sec. Let me just disconnect my iPad here for 1 sec and put my... Okay, so that was, I picked up 630. I picked up 50 pips there, Dawie.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's through that section.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not able to get my phone up here for some fucking reason. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Let's just let's see if we can get this. Let's see if I can get my camera to get it. Come on.
Yeah, we can see the 2 and then the 230 something.
Which way do I go here? There we go.
230 something. Okay.
238.
Okay.
$230 profit. I know what to do. Let me do a screenshot and share it to my laptop.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Share my screen again.
Let me check. Hang on.
Okay. The screenshots are just shared. Right?
There we go.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we 265.30 got out at 265.84, right? In at 84.
Marcelo in the comments took the trade with you.
Okay, $230 on that movement. Guys, there's no fucking luck in this. I do this all day, every day. $230 banked.
I'll have a look at this. Looks like you're not the only one.
There we go, dude. There we go. Patience is a virtue. Right? And guys, this is not luck. People think this shit is luck. It's timing. It's about, there we go. It's not about luck, guys. It's about just focusing and having a consistent strategy and paying attention. Now, guys, am I going to get excited about that money? No. But if I do 4 of those trades, it means I put $1,000 on the table, or close to it. Put $1,000 on the table. That means if I risk a long trade today and I take a loss of $1,000, I'm at break even. I don't fucking lose. That's why yesterday I was so pissed off. I wasn't pissed off over the $550 that I lost. I was pissed off that I traded against myself. I traded against my rules, and that's what pissed me off.
Yeah,
You know
Alex,
what I was actually
sometimes you just got to remind yourself again.
Anton, 1.1%. There you go, guys. There you go. And by the way, that move looks like it might continue a little bit longer. But that's okay. We're there for the guaranteed money. It's an ATM machine. We're there to withdraw money. We're not there to fucking date this thing forever, right? We pointed out those levels. Why did I look at it? Let's talk about it again. Bearish divergence, right? Off the top levels, sell block. There were confirmations you had to trade off of, right? By the way, Dawie, we need to screenshot these chats, please.
Which ones?
I've got it. Don't worry. Because again, I want people to see that the shit is fucking real. It's not luck. This is why we're doing these trading sessions. I want people to understand. There's no luck. There we go. 2.64%. Well done, guys. I'm proud of you. Well fucking done. Well done. Okay. So there we go. Now, why did we target this area? Because here, guys, it's all here. The story's here. Now, let's see where we might move to next for a potential scalp. Okay. Potential scalps. Let's have a look. Okay, we are resisting off this level. Let's see if we can pick a scalp up, quick scalp to the top side. If it resists off this level, which it's continued to do, and it has generally moved up over here, let's see if we can scalp it to the top side quickly. Okay, if it shows, we look for that scalp to the top side. There we go. There we go, guys. There we go. Okay, so again, don't marry this as a long trade. If this trade continues to run a whole bunch, you're going to have fucking FOMO that you didn't carry on trading that trade on the way down. Guys, please understand something. This thing is an ATM machine. You don't leave your card in it with a pin so that other people can take your money out of the market. You get your fucking money and you go take your wife out for a nice date or your husband, right? You don't hang around. You get your money, you buy. And I want to pick up of these scalp trades normally. I want to pick up like 5 or 6 nice scalp trades, pick up those nice little scalp trades, get in, get out, and have enough money to cover my losses on a longer position. So this position that I'm looking at taking down here, right? I want to make sure that when it gets to this position and I take this trade eventually, that I've got enough money to cover a potential loss there. That's why I fucking don't lose, right? Because I'm constantly hedging against myself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm born different, guys. I'm wired differently. I don't like losing money. It's an
Well,
illness
who
for
does?
me. I don't know, Dawie. I see people blowing accounts like they like losing money, dude. It's not my vibe, eh?
Well, you're not typically a gambler, and those are gamblers.
Yeah. By the way, Dawie, you can maybe clip that that one where we did that quick trade and show it out on social media if you want later.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just resetting my levels here. I'm just paying attention to these levels. If I am going to take it from the top side to the top side, I want to be in around this level over here, between here and there. So I'm going to mark this off over here. And then
Yeah, I see it's
top
rejecting
side.
on that bottom again now.
Very consistently, bro. Very consistently. And that's why support and resistance, that's why like a lot of people are horrified by the lot sizes that I trade. Like I traded 5 contracts on that. But I'm telling you guys, I went into no fucking drawdown. The moment I took that trade, I was with the momentum. Boom. I grabbed my money. I don't trade up against it. If that thing went red, I would have closed it immediately and taken my loss. You don't play games on a fucking contract size of 5, bro.
No, it's a lot of money you can lose, eh?
It's a shitload of money. It's a shitload of money. You don't play games at that contract size.
So let's see. We've got 4, 3. Got a new candle forming now.
The candle's not strong, that upside candle. Do you see it's not forming strongly, eh?
I can see it.
So when I'm just going to zoom in here. I'm looking at that candle. It's forming, but it's not strong for me yet. Okay. So 84 and 30, that is 50. I picked up 46 pips in that last move. This is what I keep telling people.
46.
You don't need, you don't fucking need 1,000 pips to be profitable. You don't need. Do you know the risk you take when trying to make 1,000 pips?
Yeah, that's a lot of risk, eh? But that's how people, they leave their stuff open for days.
I can't, Dawie, I can't handle the anxiety, bro. I got ADHD. I can't do that. Okay, so guys, if I want to take this trade,
We've got people making money.
nice guys, well done, well done, well done. If it breaks that top moving average, the 21-day closes there might be a nice little movement up there. It'll be a nice confirmation to the upside. Very short, quick trade. 664, 68. Okay, so there's enough movement in that. Let's stretch this thing out. Let's have a look here. Okay. What have we got till candle close there? It's closed. 321.
Yeah, 320.
321. Okay. And guys, don't be greedy. Like, you can land up revenge trading yourself in these things. If you go into drawdown, close that thing. Exactly, Anton. That's exactly it. I tell Dawie, all I have to do is find $2 a day in the market to be very fucking profitable. If I find $2 a day in the market, I'm more profitable than 95% of traders out there. That's 2% return a day. Well done, Ravi. Well done, bud. 2.64%.
Yeah, also
Well done.
it doesn't mess with your psychology. I don't know, when I see those big numbers when they start rolling quickly, I don't know, it's just, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it's all psychological.
No, it's a mind fuck, dude. It's a mind fuck, right? So, Dawie, buys to the upside. I can't take that trade. I can't take that scalp. I can't take the scalp to the upside. Can only scalp to the downside. You want to ask me why?
Why?
There's not enough reasons. Okay. Yes, there is a predictable movement here, but I'd rather scalp down. I'll tell you why. RSI, below 50. Bearish divergence. Moving averages. Even if I move above this moving average, it's not consistently staying above there. I'm not confident to take a scalp to the top side. I'll only scalp down at this point. Also, I don't want to give myself...
There's not a lot of movement down. It can reject quickly on that down.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait for it to come back up to these levels. If it does, we catch another little scalp, right? But I'm not scalping up. It's a decision I'm making based on what I'm seeing in the market right now. I'm not scalping up. Don't want those problems, brother. And we will probably see why I'm right shortly. And this is what I say: you gotta watch the momentum of the market. You gotta be in tune with this shit, bro. Right?
Yeah, look, I mean, if you're doing the scalps, you have to constantly sit and watch this thing. Huh? Check there, it's moving down.
Go. We're heading. It's still going to resist on the 50-day moving average. We want to break through there. Let's just have a look at our charts over here. Can you see, Dawie? We've broken channel.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, so we've broken channel. It's a good indication this market's heading for reversal, but we're still rejecting off this support line here. It is essentially resistance as we've got it marked out on the bigger channel, but for this market move up here, it is a support channel, right? So we are literally treating this as support up here for this market movement. So I wanted to break through here and down through here. Then we got a full downtrend.
At the moment, it's just consolidating at that level.
Yeah. Bro, I love this shit. I love this shit. I love making money. I love applying my brain to something. I'd be bored out of my fucking mind if it wasn't for this. I love this
Well,
shit
it's
so much.
interesting. It's interesting how you mark out your scalps like that. I've always wondered. I thought that you're just trying to gauge the momentum based on the candle that's forming. But okay, you're actually still looking for reasons to form a bias, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like this thing could rise and people say, oh, you missed the scalp up. No, brother. I'm still going according to rules. I don't trade without rules.
Now it's moving up.
Let it go. We just wanted
Mm.
to settle. We just wanted to settle. So, Dawie, you're not doing Bali next year, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see when. We
Are you
just had a
excited?
baby in our house, so there's 3 kids in the house. Things are going crazy at the moment.
Are you excited to get away from the kids for a bit?
I love my kids. I love being around them. I always found like when I go away from them, I also start missing them again. So yeah, it's kind of you know how it goes.
Bro, I love my children, but I also love a little bit of peace and quiet.
Who doesn't?
I think it's always important not to lose yourself, you know? Um, and a lot of men, I feel, sometimes lose themselves a little bit. I know I've been victim to it. Where you live so much for other people, right? Your family, your fucking everybody else. It's important to practice a bit of self-love. And not that kind, Dawie.
I've got a wife of it, so I'm okay. That's
So,
good. How do we go from trading to that conversation now?
Dawie, come on, bro. You know me. I've got a filthy fucking mind. You know what they say? The most intelligent people swear the most and have dirty minds. So I must be fucking bright.
I read that the other day. The most trustworthy people are people who swear usually.
Really?
I read that. Yeah, it's one of those fact things.
Okay. Well, I thought
Then
I thought it was just intelligence.
we must be very, very honest.
The problem for me is it's very hard to fucking tell a lie because it's always on my face. If I don't like you, you'll know I don't like you.
So check that
So
thing. It's
Dawie,
moving up. It's moving up. It's through that channel again, huh?
it's not through the channel yet.
Or that area you marked off as the previous scalp down.
Yes. But if we have a look at this chart over here, we're still below this. We're still outside of the trend.
Oh yes, that channel. No, I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about the one you marked off as a scalp.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're definitely out of there, but that's okay. We look for the scalp down again. It's great.
Yeah, now you can target the downside again.
More opportunity. Right. So let's have a look here quickly. Ideally, I wanted to get to that level again. Let's see where we are here. We wanted to reject off there somewhere, and then we were going to target it down. So this is our area here. Let's actually do a little rectangle thingy. Okay, so this is the zone that we're looking to scalp. That zone there. Yeah, how ugly is this color, bro? I need to change that color.
Yellow.
There we go. Yeah, but it was like a violent yellow, bro. Like that yellow wanted to rape me.
Dude, you're definitely starting to see color. You never complain about ugly colors.
I'm starting to see colors, bro. I've been training myself.
Good, because some
Come
of
and
those
work.
colors you've
Yes,
been using have been horrendous.
Come and work in scrap metals then. How to?
To vloek ordentlik.
Okay, I had to add like this. I don't know what you were saying there, bro. Um, listen, I've my whole life I've had a filthy mouth. I can't help it, guys. You know, just because we made some money doesn't mean the fucking swearing goes away. I'm still that okay. When Dawie, I don't like going to these fucking la-di-da places. If the place that makes me happiest is when my feet are in the beach sand and I'm trying a peri peri chicken and chips in Mozambique. Bro, you can keep your fucking 5-star fucking Michelin restaurants and shove it up your ass. I want food, my brother. I want that with one fucking ice cold Zamalek beer. I don't understand these people. They think when you make money, you all of a sudden have to change. What the fuck bullshit is that?
You have to wear button-up shirts, which is tucked in with those ugly fucking white hats they used to wear.
Look here, I'm in my gym shorts because I'm going to gym later, right? Like, and these are loose, they stretchy. Like, while some fucking oak is sitting there with a tie around his fucking neck, who usually works for us, by the way. It's not my vibe, right? Like this is freedom. We're sitting here, we're chilling, we're talking shit. This is what life is about. Would I scalp on the 1 minute frame?
On the
No,
1 minute.
I don't. No, sir. I don't scalp on the 1 minute. No, sir.
I actually asked you this question in our weekly Forex Q&A this Tuesday.
Okay.
And we went into it in detail.
I don't scalp on the 1 minute. That's fucking ex-wife stories. Dawie, I want you to do me a favor. Pull up your phone quickly, right? And I want you to do something else that I do. So when I'm trading, I also like to look at a view on my. I've got a big monitor screen ahead of me here, which shows me the wide angle of the market. I've got my iPad for trading view, and then I use my phone to look at more of a vertical, like a portrait view, right? And the reason why I do that is because if you look at that right now, if you zoom in a little bit, you can see on the charts what you've got is you've got that rounding top. You're starting to see it very clearly, and you're starting to see resistance on that level. So if you look at your phone,
see.
And so I like to look at the charts in different views because it gives you a different perspective. You know, it's a bit like navigating. Sometimes you just have to climb to another hill to see what you didn't see from the other hill. And so for me, navigating the market is about looking at different views so I can find out, you know, sort of how the market is reacting differently.
That is actually one of my rules that I've developed lately, is not to trade unless I've looked at my computer screen at a wide view angle. Because sometimes I'd look at the phone and I would think that this looks like an amazing trade to take. And then I'd go onto my desktop and I start navigating through like different times and like looking a little bit back, and I was like, how did I miss this?
Dude, it is so important. It is so important. I just excuse me, I'm going to go to my desk here for a second. I want to see if I can get my phone coming up in the feed. Just give me 1 sec, yeah. Hopefully I don't unplug all of you, eh? Are you still there?
We're still here.
Okay.
Unplug something else.
Dawie, yesterday I ripped out all these fucking cables that you dropped.
The stream deck. What did you do with the thing?
I can't handle that shit anymore. It's too technical. Unless Chris comes to live in my office, like a little fucking technical genie under my desk, I'm not interested, eh?
Yeah, you must fly Chris down sometime. You can spend some time with you trading, but then you must sort out all your other shit as well.
Fuck that. Chris must fucking fly himself down. Okay, let's see if I can get this working. Come on. You know, it's amazing. Every time I plug this fucking phone in, it pops up on my screen. The day I want it to pop up, it doesn't pop up.
It's usually how it works.
Fucking so.
You're trying to bring it up on your desktop.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Almost there. Okay. Almost there. Come on. It's like I'm trying to jumpstart a fucking old Skoro here. What the fuck is wrong with this thing?
Just bring it up on QuickTime.
Yeah, Dawie.
Open up QuickTime.
Only life was that simple. Give me 1 sec. Why does it say the iPhone screen is off? The fucking thing is very much on. Okay, let me try QuickTime. When all else fails, eh?
Chris says he will find himself.
Chris. Chris what's that one time? Hello, my boy. What's up? Come tell the people what you're doing with your phone. This is the funniest shit.
playing games on it.
Games, you know how to play
You're
games.
playing games?
I'm playing a game while we watch, but it's like we move the stingers on this game.
You sound like a little drunk gnome. Get out of my office. Sounds like okay. Dawie said QuickTime, eh?
Yeah, open up QuickTime.
Why does this when I open up QuickTime, it wants to open files?
No, it's fine. Okay, what you need to do now, I just need to do the same thing on my side, then I can guide you through it. You have to go to new movie recording or something like that. Yeah, okay, so view.
Oh God, no, it's showing my iPad. Okay, wait 1 sec. Okay,
Yeah, say
Justin,
file new movie recording, and then next to the red button, right? The recording button, there's a drop down. Then you go choose your phone.
Okay, wait. Not showing.
Why don't I see it on there?
I think maybe this because I've got it on the other screen. Maybe this camera's faulty. Maybe that cable's faulty.
Could be.
Okay, let's try another cable. Fuck knows, I've got so many cables around here. Okay, keep an eye on that market, Dawie. Keep an eye on that market. Okay, whilst we are... See, we've got that big blue candle on the way up, eh?
Still 3 minutes
just
left.
share your screen or mine, Dawie?
It's still on your screen. Let me share mine.
Share your screen in the meantime. Whilst I try and figure out what fucking cable to plug here. Chris, I know you're listening. Come to my office, please. Fuck. I need somebody to help me sort this stupid ass shit out.
Why is this thing not taking away the... Oh, I had it locked. There we go. So that's the area I had marked off.
Okay.
Let's see what that thing's doing. Still 2.5 minutes left though.
Okay. Screen mirror. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on with these fucking cables. Nah, but this stuff is... You know, apparently in the new version, the new iOS version, you are able to mirror your phone onto your laptop. I can't wait for that new version to come because, fuck's sakes, all these cables and shit just drive me fucking delirious.
Let's just use that dialer nerd and get a nerd there to come sort out all your shit in one day.
Dialer nerd.
They must have something like that there in Belito.
Dialer nerd. You're very funny, Dawie.
I did it the other day. I was gut full of all the modems and stuff. We just got one oak here. And it was terrible. He got here, he just looked at the route and said, oh, your wires are plugged in incorrectly. Just took one wire out, put in the other one, and left.
Yeah, Dawie, I can't get this phone to mirror today. You know what I actually think needs to happen? I actually think I need to reboot my computer. I think that's what the problem is.
We can do it after the live.
Yeah.
So there's about 50 seconds left on this one. Just going through that. So it's going to be to the downside now.
Okay, let's have a look here. Let me put my iPad back on. All I wanted to actually show you guys, what I was wanting to show you, was when you look at the screen on your phone, right? I wanted to point something out to you guys. You will see that
that rounding.
Rounding, and you'll also see there's a huge liquidity gap on the right-hand side. And so I often use the phone to find the liquidity gaps. But Dawie, the one thing you pointed out, which is very, very correct, you got to be very fucking careful that you don't just look at one very small view of the market. And the problem with trading... Yes, please
I've made
subscribe.
that mistake.
If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. If you only trade off your phone, you're only going to see one portion of the movement, right? So it's very, very important to look at the market on a wider view. It's important to look at the widescreen format. Okay, Dawie, my screen quickly, please, bud. Okay, let's see what's happening at the top end of this market. Okay, we have got on those levels that we marked out. Let's see what's happening. We have got 4 minutes to run. This candle might reverse quite aggressively. Let's have a look. By the way, you see that buying block that's just moved in there? That buying block that's just moved in there, based on that area that we were trading earlier, talking about where it is hitting consistent.
All those wicks.
Resist. Yeah, so it's resisting, and that's formed our buying block over there at the moment.
Yeah, someone actually asked earlier in the chat on the live, how do you get the buying blocks, the buying zones? So that's also something we covered extensively on a previous Forex Q&A, which you do every Tuesday in the Money Tribe. And that's where you explained you look at the wicks, and then you base a buying block based on that.
Yeah, submission. You must plant a camera when come and sort out my cables. Chris, you plant a secret camera in my office, brother. You're gonna see some weird shit happening in here. You're gonna see some yoga, meditation.
Aren't you very surprised that Chris's name actually says Chris the Toy?
No, let's not go there.
I think that's why it took so long. I think that's why it took so long to comment. He probably went and changed his name back, and then
Maybe let's not go there. By the way, I am seeing something interesting here. If I'm looking on my phone, right? It's a bit harder to see here, but this could be an indication of market that's going to gap much higher. Let me try and draw it out for you guys. What are we seeing?
W patterns, yeah.
W patterns. And what do we say about W patterns? To the top side. It's going to take out that daily high. It's going to take out that daily high. Let me just move this.
It looks like it.
It's going to take that daily high out. Or it's going to reject. Let's see. But we've on 60. So I want to just point out we're on a 61 RSI. So there's still a lot of gas in the tank for that thing to move higher.
There we go. Took the daily high out.
Okay, and here comes the rejection. How do you know where to mark off the high and low points between your scalping trade? Based on price action. So on the price action, we're looking at where has it moved consistently. So look here. This is where all the movement is. That's where most of the movement is. That's the most predictable part to scalp at the moment. Okay, so we break the high yet again, guys. Fuck.
Crazy, huh?
This market is fucking batshit fucking crazy at the moment. We are going to see 2600 before the end of the year. I'm very convinced about it. See what futures is doing at the moment. Let's have a quick look there. Future actually down a little bit, huh?
Is it?
And it's down.
What's it
it's
sitting
down
at? 2593.
2593. Yeah. When we looked this morning,
It was 2595.
2595. So down $2. Not enough to gauge anything off of, but nonetheless. And by the way, I just want to point out, I don't know why this has happened, but I generally like to have, Dawie, this OCD of mine. I like to have the two gold prices next to each other normally.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. Not surprised. You've known me fucking long enough, huh? Okay, and I'm going to move this scalp a little bit. I just want to show you guys. We're going to get a bit closer on the scalp if the pattern forms. I'm basing it on these wickings over here. That's where we're looking at. So let's just move that out the way. Let's take this one. And I'll show you a cool little trick with this thing. If you click that, it's always going to be a straight line. If you're looking for how to do straight lines in TradingView, just click that little rectangle fucking, what do you call it? That thing we used to use at school, bro. In the olden days.
I don't know what you call it.
What was that thing you used to draw circles with in geography? Come on, somebody in the comments tell
I
us.
know the Afrikaans name.
What is it in
Passer.
Afrikaans?
Passer.
A pacer. Yes, it was a pacer.
Oh,
Pacer. There we
oh,
go.
yeah. There you go. It's
Guys,
rejecting.
potential scalp. Potential scalp. Okay, let me just adjust my levels here. I want to be in on those wicks over here. Okay. Guys, even when you're scalping, you don't want to just scalp like a muppet. You want to be very well timed. Okay? And this buying order block, we need to move this because we're not in on this level. We want to be above that block, right? And so this level has to move up to here. We don't want to, like, if it continues to run through, that's great, but we want the guaranteed movement. So 6.9 to 6.5. 6.9 to 6.5.
There it's break. New high.
It's going to keep going.
Crazy.
It's going to keep going all day until it rejects hard enough to adjust this market's reality. Okay. Something else I do want to point out, we're seeing consistently equal highs. Okay, so Dawie, equal highs, equal highs, equal highs, equal highs, and that is, and again, we've got our double tops at the bottom, so at the top. So guys, just bear in mind, this market is finding a level, and that's why I say I'm not buying the top, no matter what. Protractor, thank you. There we go, Eli. Or Ellie, I don't know which one it is. Thank you. Protractor. Fucking take me back a while. I didn't do technical drawing. I think it was actually for technical drawing and not geography. Correct me if I'm wrong. I wasn't a very good student at school. I spent most of my time drunk and playing rugby. Yeah.
Check notes rejecting hard.
3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can pick up the movement. Okay. Trade. Let's see what I'm going to go in at. Bump it up. Bump it up. Bump it up. Okay, let's go. 2 minutes to close. Dawie, what are you doing, brother? Are you trading or you're not trading? What are you going to decide?
I'll see what the new candle does.
There we go. Good answer. Good answer.
Was that a trick? Was it a trick question?
Of course it was, Dawie. Of course it was.
Okay, so it is pronounced as Eli. Yes.
Eli. Thank you, Eli. And I guess we now have to ask, what are your pronouns? Because it's not apparently not. It's not the right thing to ask somebody's gender, because you have to ask their pronouns.
They can fuck off.
What is your pronouns, Dawie?
What do you mean? Like the gender?
What are your pronouns?
What do you mean by what are your pronouns?
You see, Afrikaans, so this shit doesn't enter your reality. It's only English people that invent this dumb shit, right? Okay, so my pronouns are who, what, and where. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I identify as invisible. I know these are bad dad jokes. Caitlin's always cheering me. She's like, Dad, you used to be funny. You've got such dad jokes now. Eh?
Yeah, no, some of those things are terrible.
There we go, Eli. Thank you. I'm a man. It's fucking scary we even have to talk like that these days. Okay, so guys, we have got 1 minute to close. 1 minute to close. Dawie, maybe just remind people that we've got a meetup coming up. A few of them. Him. There we go. Guys are fucking killing me, man. Perfect answer.
The meetup coming up. Oh well, you've got a live as well today, right? From 12 to 2.
Yeah, so 12 to 2, I'm live on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm going to be answering public questions. If you are a Money Tribe member, please come and help me moderate the chat with any fucking stupid idiots on there, because there's always one or two. Feel free to fucking put your hand up as a moderator. I'll advance you to a moderator in the chat, and you can fuck the Muppets up. And then tomorrow in Belito, I'm doing a meetup on Saturday. It's the first one I'm doing on a Saturday, 10 to 1. If you are in Belito, KZN, you want to come and meet me. If you're a Money Tribe member, not a Money Tribe member, doesn't matter. Come and hang out, buy yourself a cup of coffee, and come and chat with me. And then also on the 26th of October, we're doing a
26th of
meetup
October.
in Joburg. We're going to be giving some live one-on-one Forex training with a broker partner who's hosting the event for us. Okay, whoa, guys, we need to stop talking. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay. This candle it's still above that level, so I'm not